Lesson 21, Gerrymandering. This is a very important concept to understand the way our current House of Representatives operates. Gerrymandering. We're picking up with reapportionment in North Carolina before the 2000 census. Remember, every 10 years we have a count of the population. 1990, 2000, 2010. There'll be another census in 2020. A census is a count of the population. It's really important to understand how many people are living in each state. That determines the number of congressional representation in the House of Representatives that state has. 2000 and before 2000, North Carolina had 12 House seats. 12. Again, these House districts have to be contiguous, meaning they have to be together. You could not have part of the 12th congressional district in one part of the state and then another part of the 12th on the entire other part of the state. These districts have to be all together. And each state legislature is responsible for drawing these congressional districts. So here were the 12 congressional districts in North Carolina before the 2000 census. In other words, from 1990 to 1999, or 2000. Then after the 2000 census, we gained a House seat because our population had increased much more relative to the rest of the country. So we added a 13th seat. Notice in the top right, or top center, in green, is a 13th congressional district. We had 12 for a decade. Then we gained a 13th seat in 2000, after that census came out. Comparing the two from 1990 to 2000 and 2000 to 2010. Okay, again, this 13th district was added. Quite a different shape if you went through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then 13. They all were shaped differently. Some dramatic, some not as much. And look at the shape of that 13th district that was added. Again, it's on the northern part of the state, right in the central part of North Carolina, right by the Virginia border. Contains the cities of Roxborough, Reidsville. But notice how it comes down and grabs the city of Wake Forest, New Hope, and part of the city of Raleigh. Not all of the city of Raleigh, but part of the city of Raleigh. It comes down and grabs Graham, and then Greensboro too. It's a funny-looking congressional district. Again, each state legislature is responsible for drawing congressional districts. In 2000, after the 2000 census came out, the Democrats controlled the General Assembly, and they drew the 13th congressional district in such a way to be controlled by Democrats, thus guaranteeing a Democrat would be elected from the 13th congressional district to go to Congress. You see, state legislatures from both parties try to create these districts that benefit their party. They try to stack these districts with as many members of their party as possible. This creates what's called a safe seat for their party, meaning it's near impossible for a member of their party running against the other party to lose that congressional district because there are so many party members from that party in that district. It's a safe seat. Understand that there are 435 congressional districts, 435 House members. they are up for election every 2 years. A House member serves one congressional term, which is 2 years. However, less than 50 of those 435 elections are actually competitive. The result is almost guaranteed on Election Day. If you win your party's primary in a safe seat, you are pretty much guaranteed a win in the general election. Now, we will talk about the election process in a later lesson and what are primary elections versus the general election, but for right now, a primary is how a party chooses its candidates to run against the candidate of the other party. In a safe seat, if you win your party's primary, you're going to win in the general election. It's guaranteed. These funny-looking districts that benefit a particular party or a particular group is called gerrymandering. Gerrymandering. To define the term gerrymandering, we would say it's the drawing of odd-shaped congressional districts in such a way as to benefit a particular group. Gerrymandering. Very odd-shaped congressional districts in such a way as to benefit a particular group. The 12th Congressional District of North Carolina was routinely challenged in the courts in the 1990s. Now, legally, you are not supposed to draw congressional districts, or state legislature is not supposed to draw congressional districts as to benefit one particular party. You're not supposed to do that, but it is done all the time. Sometimes those obscenely shaped congressional districts are challenged in the courts. The 12th Congressional District in our state has been challenged many times in federal court. Look at this. This is 1992. After the 1990 census came out, North Carolina gained a 12th seat. It had 11 seats from 1980 to 1990. Then the census came out in 1990. We gained another seat to the House of Representatives. The Democrats controlled the General Assembly at the time, and they created this 12th Congressional District. If you take a look at it, it takes part of Durham, Greensboro, High Point, Winston-Salem, Charlotte. The General Assembly drew the 12th Congressional District in such a way as to benefit minorities and to ensure that a minority would be elected to Congress. The 12th Congressional District was 53% minority. The federal courts ordered the 12th to be redrawn 4 times. Federal courts ordered the General Assembly to redraw the 12th because it was just obscenely gerrymandered. Although North Carolina did not gain or lose a congressional seat due to the 2010 census, we still have 13 congressional districts, 13 House members. We did have to redraw the districts because the population had changed. In 2001, each of our 13 congressional districts represented about 619,178 people. Today, each congressional district represents roughly about 733,499 people. Again, these congressional districts must be basically roughly equivalent population-wise. Last year, a federal court ruled that the General Assembly had to redraw the 1st and 12th congressional districts because they were racially gerrymandered. Now, this time, the Republican Party's in control of the General Assembly, and they had redrawn congressional districts in our state as to benefit Republican Party. So it has been done by Democrats when they had control of the General Assembly, and it's being done by Republicans who have control of the General Assembly now. Both parties take advantage of this concept. Both parties gerrymander to try to benefit their party. The redrawn districts affected parts of Raleigh and Cary, actually. This was just in the news just last year. Okay, and we'll stop right there on Lesson 21 about gerrymandering, and we'll pick up with running for the Senate and how the Senate differs from the House in Lesson 22.